In moments of tragedy, the fragility of life can become especially palpable. The public health crisis of guns and suicide is a shadow that touches all of our lives. I still remember junior year when this issue first became personal to me. While walking through the school parking lot late one afternoon, I received an unexpected call from my mom. She spoke quietly as if to soften the blow of what she called to say. A student I had gone to middle school with had just taken their own life, dying by a self-inflicted gunshot. There's something strikingly raw about the first time you lose someone you considered your peer, something that suddenly makes the frailty of life much more tangible than you ever realized. That night, I drove home and cried in the driveway. Gun-based suicide is the elephant in the room of the national gun violence debate. Mass shootings, particularly school shootings, usually dominate the narratives that we see on TV, but it is important to realize that these tragedies make up only 1% of deaths by gun violence. Gun suicide, in contrast, accounts for a jarring 2/3 of all gun deaths, claiming over 20,000 victims per year. That is a statistic that should make your skin crawl. Looking closer, the situation only reveals itself as more disturbing. Consider this. How can it be that firearms are used in only 5% of all suicide attempts, yet result in over 50% in all suicide deaths? This is no accidental relationship, as many opponents of gun reform seem to claim. They seem to, in fact, use this as an argument against gun reform, saying, only two-thirds of victims are of suicide, not homicide, so why do we need gun restrictions? This is not true. This is wrong. And in fact, gun-based suicide is perhaps the most compelling reason that we need common sense gun reform. Contrary to the narrative of the NRA, this is not a story of lost causes. This is a story of lost potential. These are brothers and sisters and parents and children who just might have had a 4/5 chance at life had it not been for the presence of a firearm in their time of momentary crisis. Said, you don't have to look as far, even as you think, to feel the pain of this epidemic. And so I implore you, take this national moment upon yourself. Get involved, pressure your legislators to enact meaningful gun reform, and be the change that this nation deserves.